All right, let's see. Yep. All right, so we're going to be doing a tutorial on sector over sector. So I had a question about making a, it was like a sewer tunnel, like a manhole cover, like you'd see in the second level of Duke 3D. And he wanted to know if you could, have it so there wouldn't be any like tricks like teleportation. And there's kind of a problem with that, and I'm going to show you why. So here we go. And we're going to go ahead and just go over here. So let me see. Is there anything to blow it up? No, we're just gonna take this and delete it then. Yeah, let's see if we can just go ahead and go in here. Now, if we take a look at this, thing you'll notice is that once we go down, it's just this. And that's because what's going on actually is that it is teleporting you over here. And well, we have a little bit of a sector over sector right here where these two intersect, but that's kind of okay because you could never see this part of the level and this part of the level from there. So that's considered kosher. I can give you a little bit of an example right there. I have an example map made just for this. And oh, this is stuff for mirror. You don't actually have to do this anymore, thanks to some updates to the engine. So let's go ahead and run it. Alright, so here we have it. And we just kind of drop down and you'll see it'll just teleport you where you need to be. Yeah. Anyways. So that's a good example right there. I'm gonna show you a map that I made here that is a good example of a good way to use room over room. And now we have this. Doesn't look like much, but it'll do for our purposes. So as you can see, what we did here is we simply kept going down like this, and this is over the other sector, but you can't see this sector from up there and vice versa, so therefore it's completely fine. And we'll go ahead and show that in game. It'll be totally seamless. Let's see. Alright. So, yeah. Just go down here and you see we can't see the top part, so it's fine. I don't have a good example of when this doesn't work, when you have it so it's like you know, you can see one part and another. But if you do have a good example of that, I'd love to see it. All right. So another thing is that notice how these points are not intersecting. You cannot have these points intersecting. You can have it cross like this, but these points can't meet up there. That's another little rule. In fact, I'm going to bring over this, And this is a very helpful site when you're editing or just messing around with it, Mapster32. And right down here, it has your sort of no-nos that you can't do with sector over sector. And so we have the two sectors cannot share any vertices. They can't be connected in any way, so you can't have a direct connection. These, as you can see, there are these red parts right here, and that allows them to kind of get that around there. And the two sectors cannot be seen by the player at the same time. So those are two rules right there. And it sounds like a lot, but there's still a lot you can do with some tricks. And I'm going to show you another map that I worked on quite extensively that I think is a good... no, I don't want to. Let's see. Load. Yes. And we're going to go to tower. So this map here has it has 4 different floors. So 1, 2, 3, 4, actually 5. It's got like the first floor, basement, so on and so forth. But you can't really have them. Oh wait, I know why it's doing that. I don't have the... This map uses custom textures and they're not there. So I'm not going to actually run it here, but I'm just going to show it here. All right, so even though this whole tower here is kind of just a farce, what we really are going to show is that every time you go up the elevator here, so we're going to just go up this one floor. You might have noticed that little shift there. It's because we're actually teleporting. So, I'm sorry, it gets a little involved. So if I look down here, there's nothing really there. Because we're really not actually above, well, we kind of are, but we're not like directly above the floor, or the ground floor of the building. I don't really have anything else I really want to show here, so we're just going to quit. So yeah, this was, just to be more of like a kind of discussion about how to deal with limitations of the build engine, because we're essentially trying to fake 3D with an engine that isn't actually 3D. So thank you, and I hope this is somewhat helpful.